So, for the last 20 or so years, I've been playing the game that I love more than anything. I put all my hard work and passion into, and that's been baseball. And a majority of those years, I've spent playing it with my friend Brian, who I was the catcher, he was the pitcher, and we developed a game plan for every game that no one else could imagine. We found a way to passionately do the thing we love to do, at the same time play at a competitive spirit. And when I heard the news the day of the fatal car accident, it was just so fast. It was so fast in the point that, I didn't know what to make of it. I didn't want to believe it. I didn't want to get to a point where I could even accept it as a reality that fast. I still, to this day, it's still very hard for me to even understand the fact that he's still no longer going to be there. We're going to be warming up, or he's doing his silly warm-up routine every day. And when people still ask me, the toughest question people still ask me is, are you okay? Because usually when I hear that, my defense goes down, and I know for a fact that I'm not. Every day I still deal with it. But what I can say is, when dealing with this whole situation of losing someone or going through grief, usually it's an immense sadness, guilt, or maybe even appreciation for life. But for that week after he passed away, it was probably my most spiritual, emotional connection that I could ever begin to even imagine. For whatever reason, I just always knew during that whole entire time that he would be there. Every single day I would visit his grave, asking him for guidance, asking him to be there. And what seemed to happen over the course of time, during those 3.5 games, we went into extra innings and we found a way to win. And it just so happened I had the game-winning hit. And as I stood on second base after I had the game-winning hit, I put my hands on my knees in absolute exhaustion and absolute disbelief that my friend was actually still there.
No two people grieve the same, and it's very difficult for us to find what's called complicated grief or even abnormal grief. Very few types of grieving are abnormal. You have lost a family member or a loved one or a dear friend or something or someone that you cherish. And to grieve that loss in whatever way you grieve it is perfectly acceptable. We start to worry when that loss starts to interfere over a long period of time with your life, things you get done on a daily basis, relationships you have, and you're feeling connected to the world. Sometimes in experiences of trauma, people with post-traumatic stress disorder might develop traumatic grief. But these instances are rare. Most people grieve healthfully, and that's why when you're ready in your own time, it's important to be open to the grieving process. If you try to push it away, it may come back even harder. But it's also important to wait until you're ready. So some people might grieve immediately and cry and scream the moment they hear about a death. Others might wait. They might feel detached, and the feeling of grief may not hit them for even weeks. But most of us at some point will experience it, and I encourage you to walk through it, seek support networks, trusted counselors or therapists, community members, pastors, or friends, and invite them in to learn about what you're feeling and thinking, how you're behaving. You do not have to walk this path alone. It's been said that the intensity of your grief equals the intensity of your love for the person that you lost. Please know it's okay to grieve. It's okay to cry and feel however you're feeling. You will come through this. You will learn lessons. You will find perhaps new meanings for why you're here and why you had the relationships you did and feel the way you do. And you will use this experience to move forward with more meaning and purpose in your life.
Dealing with grief can be really challenging, particularly when you feel such sadness in your heart. As you experience the joys and sorrows of life, be reminded of these words from the book of Revelation. God will wipe every tear from their eyes, and there should be no more death, nor sorrow, no crying. There should be no more pain, for the former things have passed away. Cling to the Lord, and He will provide you comfort as you grieve. And if your eyes are still wet with tears from a painful loss, remember these words from New Church Theology, that weeping is an expression of grief and love. It is consequently an expression of compassion, since compassion is love that is grieving. Hi friends, if you're enjoying our content, feel free to subscribe to our channel. We'll be producing at least 2 new videos each month designed to empower your personal growth and help you form deeper connections with others. For more info, do check out our website listed in the description below.